Did you know that the world's luxury brands are being pushed to the brink in China? And it is not just about counterfeits anymore. The Chinese market is exposing major flaws in these billion-dollar empires that could change luxury forever. In 2024, Chinese consumers account for 35% of global luxury purchases, but now they're turning against the very brands they once worshipped. Here are the 15 luxury brands China is exposing right now. First up, Louis Vuitton. The crown jewel of LVMH has seen its sales drop by 30% in mainland China since 2023. Why? Chinese consumers have caught on that LV's pricing strategy charges them 40% more than European customers for identical products. Chinese social media is flooded with posts showing these price disparities side by side. One viral video showed a Chinese customer flying to Paris, buying 3 bags, and still saving money compared to buying in Shanghai. Next, Gucci. Once China's favorite luxury brand, Gucci has fallen hard. Chinese consumers are calling out their repeated cultural missteps, including a 2021 advertising campaign that featured models with slanted eyes, a racist stereotype that sparked outrage across Chinese social media. The brand's revenue in China dropped by 25% last year as Chinese Gen Z labeled the brand tone-deaf and out of touch. Chanel is third on our list. The iconic French house has been exposed for something surprising: poor quality control in their China-bound products. Chinese fashion influencers with millions of followers have been posting detailed comparisons showing differences in stitching, material quality, and durability between Chanel items purchased in Paris versus Beijing. These videos routinely get hundreds of millions of views on Douyin, China's TikTok. Hermès, despite its exclusive image, isn't escaping scrutiny. Chinese consumers have noticed the legendary waiting list for Birkin bags don't seem to apply to celebrities and government-connected clients. This preferential treatment has sparked a backlash, with many affluent Chinese customers shifting to local luxury brands like Shang instead. Balenciaga's provocative aesthetic has completely missed the mark in China. After their controversial 2022 campaign featuring children with BDSM-themed items, Chinese state media labeled them morally corrupt, and the brand's Chinese sales plummeted by 50%. Chinese consumers have shown they won't separate art from ethics when it comes to luxury purchases. Burberry, once a status symbol in China, made a critical mistake with their 2019 Chinese New Year campaign, which was described as looking like a creepy family portrait rather than a celebration. Chinese consumers took to Weibo calling the images ghoulish and disrespectful. The British brand has struggled to recover its prestigious position since. Prada has been caught in a pricing scandal too. Chinese customers discovered they were paying up to 60% more than their European counterparts for identical items. When confronted, Prada blamed import duties and taxes, but savvy Chinese consumers calculated that these only account for about 30% of the difference. The transparency issue has cost Prada dearly in brand loyalty. Dior faced a massive backlash in 2019 when a company presentation excluded Taiwan from a map of China, a political red line. The brand quickly apologized, but the damage was done. Chinese nationalistic consumers have long memories, and Dior's market share has never fully recovered in the region. Dolce & Gabbana might have the worst story of all. Their infamous 2018 ad showing a Chinese model struggling to eat Italian food with chopsticks, followed by racist comments allegedly from co-founder Stefano Gabbana, led to a complete boycott in China. 5 years later, they're still persona non grata in the world's largest luxury market. Versace made a similar geographic error, selling a t-shirt that listed Hong Kong and Macau as separate countries from China. The backlash was immediate, with Chinese brand ambassador Yang Mi terminating her contract within hours. Versace's attempts to re-enter the market have been met with continued consumer resistance. Even Tiffany and Company has been exposed for quality inconsistencies. Chinese customers have documented differences in precious metal purity between pieces sold in the US versus China, sparking theories about the brand producing lower quality items specifically for the Chinese market. Cartier has been called out for poor after-sales service in China compared to their European locations. Chinese customers report waiting months for repairs that take weeks in Paris, with some saying their expensive watches were returned with new problems. This service gap has been extensively documented on Chinese social media. Fendi faced backlash when Chinese consumers discovered their made-in-Italy bags sold in China were actually assembled in other countries with only final touches added in Italy. This luxury laundering practice was exposed by eagle-eyed Chinese consumers who spotted different manufacturing tags. Bottega Veneta's minimalist rebrand under Daniel Lee failed to resonate with Chinese consumers who traditionally prefer more visible logos. The brand's declining relevance in China shows how Western luxury trends don't automatically translate to Eastern markets. Finally, the Coach brand, like Versace, faced a controversy in China related to how it labeled some of its products, specifically a t-shirt. The issue stemmed from the brand's product labeling, which listed Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan as separate countries rather than regions or special administrative regions of China. This caused significant backlash from Chinese consumers and online communities, leading to a public relations crisis for the brand. What's the result of all this? Chinese luxury consumers are increasingly turning to domestic brands like Perfect Diary, Shang, and Li Ning's premium lines. Local luxury sales grew by 25% last year, while Western luxury brands saw declines. This shift isn't just about China, it's reshaping the entire luxury industry. As Chinese consumers become more discerning, Western brands must adapt or lose their most important market. And that means greater transparency, cultural sensitivity, and equal treatment for all customers regardless of location. What these 15 brands reveal is simple. The Chinese consumer is no longer passive. They're informed, patriotic, and have high expectations. Luxury brands must do more than rely on logos and legacies. They need cultural understanding, relevance, and above all, respect. In a market this powerful, one misstep can mean the end of your prestige. If you found this interesting, hit the like button, subscribe for more luxury industry insights, and leave a comment with which brand story surprised you the most. Also, share this with anyone interested in how global luxury dynamics are changing. Thanks for watching.